Some breaking news, the massive strike that has shut down ports in several major American cities may be over. CNN reporting negotiators and the dockworkers union have reached a tentative deal on wages, which means union members could be back to work as soon as tomorrow as both sides finalize details of the deal. That's the union that represents some 45,000 dock workers, and certainly when you talk about the supply chain, a lot of it starts right there on the shores of the United States. So to talk about it, MSU Denver Professor of Economics Kishore Kulkarni joins me. Crisis averted, apparently, if this is in fact a deal, but we learned a lot about the supply chain during COVID and after COVID. We can see how devastating it can be.
Yes, that's absolutely true. And I'm very happy that the strike is over because it would have been a very devastating blow to the economy.
We tend to think of shipping as being a slower, bulkier way that products make their way to our shores. Do you know of certain industries that would have been most directly, most harshly impacted?
Absolutely. I think there are so many industries that import their raw materials, their half-finished product. So all those industries obviously will get a very big shock. But then again, U.S. is the largest importing country in the world. We import $3 trillion worth of goods. So we are very import dependent in that way. The companies that do not import as much, they probably were safer a little bit.
When you think of the impact that this type of a strike has had over these few days and how it would impact people in the long run, you think of Norfolk or Los Angeles or Seattle, these large American ports. But the real impact is broad. It's throughout the United States. We would have felt it here in Colorado pretty quickly.
Without doubt, and especially the perishable things like fruits and vegetables, the fish, that they cannot stay on the ship for too long. That sector would have been affected a whole lot more.
So we obviously have a large union. We have large companies, a lot of people depending on those companies. There's also politics involved in this. We're closing in on a presidential election. This would not be a good time for this to be an issue for politicians to have to manage.
Without doubt, because this could have been solved as a strike from the presidential order, like President Reagan did in 1980 for air traffic controllers.
Right, with Patco, yeah.
Yes, but this president could have done that as well, but he has already said that he will not do it.
And your thoughts going forward, does this stabilize things? We don't know the deal, but will this stabilize that aspect of import-export?
Without doubt, because this is a very necessary goods import, and I think having a resolution like that will help not only the economy, but also a lot of industries.
Well, we look forward to learning more about this. Hopefully it is something that we don't have to manage, but MSU Denver Professor of Economics Kishore Kulkarni, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate your insights, as always.